Welcome to the Metamug console series videos, and here we have created this XML file in the last video where we created the backend and created the resource file. Now we are going to create the API calls, and we are using advanced REST client, which is, I believe, one of the most used REST clients out there. And in the URL we type movie web app, which is the backend name, which is the first thing, and secondly the version number of the resource file, and followed by the resource file itself, which is movie. So once we get that endpoint, we can make requests. Now our database that we created in the last video has movies table, which is empty. So we are going to try out and insert certain movie names with their ratings in the database. So we have this query which will be called when we make a request. So we'll have name of the movie and the rating as parameters, and they will be sent on the server, and they will be mapped to the dollar sign variables, and the name has to match. So this is a post request that is executed, and once it successfully executes, you'll get a 201 response which says created. So once the record is created, we are going to call the get request so that we can check if the record is successfully inserted in the database. So followed by this, it was post request, now it will be a get request. So we change the method to get. Now we do a get request, we'll see that JSON response with the movie name and rating. And just because we had added an auto increment of field, so automatically the ID has been inserted. So we'll insert another record, another movie name with a different rating, and we've given 5 to Dark Knight, and you'll see again a 201 created response. So we'll add some more movie names so that we get a proper list of movies in our get request response. So this request, as you can see, is a XML XWW form URL encoded. As you can see, the content type header. So this, if you're doing it an XHR request or an AJAX request, you have to set this header, or I think there are libraries out there which automatically do it when you make a form request. Basically, it's a form request with parameters. So this goes in the body. Now we'll do the get request again, and we'll see all the movies that we inserted in while doing the post request. So post operation is to insert record, and get is to retrieve. So after this, once we've inserted records and deleted all the records, we'll try to do the delete operation. We'll try to delete one of these records because every record has its own ID. We have made the ID as the item request parameter. So the moment you say item is equal to true in a request, automatically this ID variable is available to be used in the query. So whatever you type after the resource file and slash, that is the path parameter, it becomes ID automatically. So here the ID is 1, so we'll say movie/1, so it will delete the first movie out of the, and we don't need the parameters now because it's a simple without a body URL request. So you can see the response status is 410, which is gone. Now again we do the get request after deleting the first record. We'll see the remaining get response of the movies. So we tried out the insert record, the get, and the delete. So now if we change the format or the accept header, which is by default JSON, so we'll change it to XML. So we will get a XML response. The same data we see in the XML format. So there are applications which can consume XML better. There are applications that will like to have JSON. So this accept header lets you directly change your data format. Now we remove that header. By default, it shows you an a JSON. So as you can see, the response headers, it's all simple stuff. You can see the content type also in the response header, application JSON. Now, once we're done with all of this, we'll add some more records so that we get more records in the database. So we'll keep on adding some more movies to it. So once whatever we are trying to do here is over the SSL. So once this application is used by developers in their apps, after they make the backend, they can automatically run this with their REST clients, or they can write code in their Android, iOS apps where they can call this API with the parameters that they've defined in the XML with a $sign, and the mapping will be done automatically. And every response can be altered according to XML, JSON, whatever you type in the select clause, all that will come in the JSON format or the XML format as you define with the accept header. Now we've created a bunch of movies. Now we want to see the list. Again, we'll see the list. So we'll see a long list now because we created a bunch of more movies. And after we're done with this, we got a lot of movies. Now we want a certain order for these movies. So we'll have to go back to our resource file, and here we'll put the order by clause, which is obvious. Every SQL developer knows that. So we'll order by rating. So we want to in the ascending order that, and we have to save the file obviously because that will not reflect on the server otherwise. So we'll make the same GET request again. Now the response will be different because we changed the query on the server. So you can see it's sorted according to rating. So the movies with the least rating on the top. So once this is done, we can alter, and this is hot deployed. Whatever we change is immediately reflected so the developers can change. Thanks for watching.